I will start documenting our sessions. I can send you this stuff and talk about it. Okay, cool. But, so, yeah, okay. All right, go back to the point you just was sharing with me about the frustration you had last night about thinking that you had accomplished a certain level of success.
Well, I tell you what, I was getting confused. I couldn't understand the extension and the pullback. Okay. And I know I can understand what you're saying, I can repeat what you're saying, but it didn't click because what was confusing me was at one point I didn't understand that once an extension could be, I'm saying it right, extension could be a pullback. It could be, let me see how I say it. Okay, an extension could be a pullback. Also, it could, an extension can turn into a pullback. Okay. At a what you call it?
Trend invalidation.
Trend invalidation.
Exactly.
So I was getting confused. I was like, okay, what exactly is a pullback?
Yeah.
You know, right in there.
Yeah.
And then I said, oh, yeah, after I was listening, I said, you said, I was thinking, I was saying, green counters a pullback and a downward trend. Then I thought, is that it? And the downward trend is a pullback automatically. And then that ain't really necessarily true.
Yeah.
Right there. So then when I figured out that wasn't necessarily true, I went to bed. After that ain't necessarily true. Yeah, so you know, maybe I'm better in the morning time.
Yeah.
So then I was walking on the treadmill this morning. I said, now it clicked and said, okay, if you're going in an upward trend, anything that's going in the opposite of that trend, that's what is considered a pullback.
Absolutely right.
Right in there. But it took
vice
me
versa.
the whole time it wouldn't click.
Yeah.
That's what you were saying. I'm thinking. And then what was happening is when it changed, I didn't know why it changed. You know, right? Why it switched from being a pullback to an extension.
Gotcha.
Right. And then that was one of the major issues on it. And let's see if I'm missing one of them things.
No, that's good. That's good.
Right now, but it clicked this morning.
Well, you were thinking about it enough to where I guess it was in your brain and it finally started sorting itself out while you were asleep.
Yeah. So, and then, I don't know which one, this is the last one I watched. This is the one I'm tripping. Okay. But, so, I guess I might do it on this chart and ask you the question. So sometimes, like you been explaining it, I don't know what I should have wrote down the title. So sometimes you be explaining, like you would say, okay, all right, this is an extension. And you like to say this is a pullback. Okay, but sometimes you get down and you break it down to candle as a pullback. You know, okay, look like first you're going broad. Okay, this is a broad stroke pullback. Yeah. But then a certain part of the chart, you get to the point like, okay,
that's a pullback, that's an extension.
You get like that. So why do you switch from that single to the single candle? From going from the broad stroke to the multiple.
Okay. So when I was talking about major and minor pullbacks,
right,
that's what I was sharing. So a pullback is the same no matter how big it is. A pullback is when you have that candle that closes lower than the candle than the candle before it when you're talking about an uptrend, and the candle that closes higher than the candle before on a downtrend. That's where a pullback starts. Now, how long the pullback lasts is completely dependent upon what the market is trying to do. So a minor pullback might be 1 or 2 candles. A major pullback might be 6 or 7, but they're both pullbacks. Yeah. So what I was doing was sharing that there can be pullbacks in 1 or 2 candles can, like an extension can happen, and this can be a pullback right here. You know what I'm saying? So you got the extension down here, then these 2 candles are pullback. You have this extension down here, these 2 candles are pullback. You have this extension, and then this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles are pullback, all the way up to the point of it becoming a trend of validation. You know what I mean? Because that candle closed above this previous pullback point. So all I was saying was pullback. A pullback, once you recognize what it is not defined by a certain amount of candles. It's defined by price. Okay. And so price, closing higher in a downtrend, it indicates that the market is pulling back, and in the opposite direction, it does the exact opposite thing. So the bottom line is a pullback is not defined by how many candles; it's just defined by position. You know what I'm saying, and where it is as far as when you have an extension and a pullback.
Okay. So, okay.
Now, Professor, you need to learn how to.
So, okay. So, like, let's just say, let me see right here. Let's see if I can find one. These the same chart.
Yeah. They're the same, just different time frames.
Let me see if I can just get it right here.
That's one of them.
I think it might be this chart.
Where you grow marijuana. He's trying to get there with the big.
But it was one spot that, okay, like it was like right in, I don't know if this is one right in here, but it was like, even though it,
maximize the screen.
Don't be legal.
I'm telling Eric, I'm ready to take this joke back. I said, but I bought it through my brother. I didn't want to be
that hookup. You don't be that dude.
Yeah. So, like, okay, so like on one screen, I don't know if it's this particular one. You didn't count that as a pullback because it didn't. It didn't. Okay, this one goes a little extension. It's actually an extension. Well, anyway, I think it must be going down. Okay. But it was one in the middle, but it wasn't high as the two on the outside. But you didn't look at it as a pullback because you said something like, since it didn't close high, then
we got that long back.
this one. Okay. And I was wondering why, even though it pulled back a little, it didn't pull back enough to invalidate.
Now, was I talking about trend validation or was I talking about a pullback? So, if I was, if you can find it, that's fine. But if I was talking about a pullback, my initial thought is that a candle may show green. Let's say if it was trending down. And so you can have a candle looking like it's a pullback, but when you click on it and look at the closing price, it actually didn't close higher than the previous closing price. Okay, because price is really the driver of extensions and pullbacks. The candlesticks are just a physical visualization of price. So when a currency's price is changing, when it's trending down, the price is dropping. At some point, when you capture price in time on the candlestick, if let's say a price is $1, and then it's 99 cents, and then it's 98, and then it drops back up to 98.5. That 98.5 is where the pullback starts because that price goes higher than the trending price.
So even though like one right here, and it did this. It kind of went close, but it went back up right there. That's still not a pullback, right?
Well, it normally is. I mean, physically, it should be. So I'm just basing it off of what I heard you say. But when I hear it, I can tell you specifically what I was talking about. Because I may have been talking about a trend of validation. So they can be, because they're very close. They're close cousins.
633. That was it right there. And I'm thinking like, why am I not getting this?
Hey, you can interpret the information and you get it, you get it figured out, worked out in your head, so it's all good. This is Kevin Jefferson, father of the Forex fan of FollowMyTrades.com here at Barbershop Forex Talks. We're just doing our one-on-one mentoring session here with my brother Lewis, and we're just trying to get you guys to plug in, see the level of emphasis and the level of commitment to your growth as a trader. So subscribe, click like this video on YouTube. Find us at fmtrades.com.
That's why I'm saying when Drew Brees got hurt, tell it held it down.
I knew it was in there. Okay, but I can't get that. But I do
as soon as you come up with it, call me and let me know. Text me. So
also, I don't want to skip around, but I do have questions.
Okay.
So like you
I work out every time I come in. I work out. I'm sweating.
Your stress is different. I don't see this.
That's why I'm just a member.
The vitamin might be bad. The girl stressing you out. The son stressing you out.
Everywhere.
Stress everywhere. That's why you need to go on this course when you get more relaxation.
I'm a realistic fan.
Oh, yeah, right there. Genius.
God bless you,
Tell him. You need to go and leave that investment alone.
So here, I'm like, hey, it's easy to get sidetracked.
Boy, he ain't playing around. I can get him his affiliate link, man. He can set up.
I thought it was like, it's easy.
Okay.
Which is high good, right? So,
Like hard. Like hard.
life ain't hard.
Decisions.
Yeah, exactly. The decisions you make. Exactly.
You do shit. You did, let's say, so like, you did the weekly analysis on here, right? Okay. So what, like if I'm in a level 3, long, right? Does it, and you said trade in the direction of the trend.
Correct.
So if I'm going if the trend, let's just say the trend going down,
Right.
but I guess I'll break it down right here in this part of the time frame is actually a level 1 long, but the trend is going down as a whole.
So
But
it could be right. It could be trending down, but you see a level 1 long.
right. Okay. So what that trade could be either a short or what would it be considered in here? I mean, if it's going down, trend going down, and my analysis said the last section I analyzed was an L long. So what do my trade be, or do I'd make a decision of what my trade could be?
Yeah. So what this does, and what we're looking at is the Forex family gold tracking tools, and so I include this in the training so that you can have a place to quickly analyze your currency pairs, whatever currency pairs you're trading. So let's look at the Aussie CAD here, and just based on this analysis. So everything on here from the monthly all the way down to the 1 hour is showing it's off of a level something long. So that means that it's trending upward. So what I'm looking for is some type of pullback, preferably on the lowest time frame I can get it, so I can get the most out of that trade. Right? And so I'm generally going to take a buy trade when I see 5 different time frames showing that it's going up. I'm just looking forward to do a pullback so I can get a better entry point. And so what I would do, like I say, if it was you can trade on any time frame, even down to the 1 minute, but you would be looking for a buy. Chance of being successful. Now you can do whatever you want. So if you, let's say, if it was, you would have to have another lower time frame, let's say the 15-minute or something, that was still in a sale, so that you could actually take the trade and frame it inside a higher time frame. If you don't have the higher time frame in which to frame a trade setup, then it's a good chance that trade is not going to play out in your favor. Now you can still do it within that one time frame. Like let's say if you took a trade on the 1 hour, you framed it in 1 hour, you can do that and be successful, but it increases your chance to get knocked out of your trade. And so if you're going to counter trend trade, so to the point I heard you saying is say if everything's going up, but I see something that says coming down or vice versa, and I want to take that down trade, that counter trend trade. So you can do that as long as you have two time frames that are going down. If you don't have 2 time frames that are going down, you don't have enough framework to actually put that trade together and give yourself a cushion for it to play out. Does that make sense? So you can counter trend trade if you want to, but it increases the